This special episode of the Debbie and Carrie Show is a throwback to its second season and is set about a month after the Trip to Boston miniseries.
Back when this church was affiliated with the Southern Baptist Convention and Reverend Dave Owen was its minister, I was in charge of its library. We just had to purge the church of its Baptist hymnals and replace them with ones we ordered from the Unitarian Universalist Association. And some of us are bothered by the lack of God and Jesus-centered language in the new hymnals. But I've looked through the new hymnals, and they do have Christian-based songs in them. Perhaps what you mean is that UU hymnals don't appeal exclusively to Christians, but allow for other religious ideas and even secular ones to be expressed in song. Opening up a religious community to other ideas doesn't mean the original ones are being discarded, only modified. I certainly don't expect most of you to stop singing Christian hymns or not to celebrate Christian-based holidays. The Unitarian Universalist Association itself is descended from Protestantism, after all. So you have books by the con artist Josh McDowell here? You should get rid of those, Carla. Why do you call him a con artist? He is a noted Christian apologist. Apologetics is all about using rhetorical trickery to persuade those who are already convinced Christianity is true to not reject it. That comes from confirmation bias. A well-informed atheist would never be convinced by apologetics. Then how do you explain people like C.S. Lewis and William Murray? I don't know about Lewis, but in the case of Murray, he had a toxic relationship with his mother, Madeline O'Hare, and his becoming a Christian was all about his getting away from her. Had O'Hare been a truly loving and supportive mother, William Murray's life would likely have been totally different. Anyway, I read one of Josh McDowell's books, Evidence That Demands a Verdict. At one point, he argued that the prophet Ezekiel's condemnation of the city of Tyre and the city being conquered later was proof of God's existence. But that was a lie. Ezekiel specifically said the city would be not only conquered, but completely destroyed by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, and then Tyre would never be rebuilt. In fact, Nebuchadnezzar eventually gave up his siege of Tyre after 13 years. It was only centuries later that Tyre was conquered by Alexander the Great, and even he didn't destroy it. To this day, Tyre exists on the maps of Lebanon. McDowell is a liar, and anyone who tells lies in the name of God is a blasphemer. And you don't want blasphemy remaining in this church, do you? No, I certainly do not. So I will accept your recommendation and remove McDowell's books from the church library. Indeed, I will have his books taken to the church office to be shredded.